done that with these experimental vaccines. You know, they say it's the law, we can give you whatever we want. No, not if it's experimental. That's like, what was really telling was 6 years ago, Mike Rivero, when they ordered 14 million first responders, firemen, police, medical workers, county city workers to take the smallpox shot. And the LA Times reported 2 years into that only 4,000 of 14 million had done it. 99.9% had said no. And then Tommy Thompson wouldn't even take it. I mean, I think they can set up this grid and push it all, but as push comes to shove, this is really going to blow up in their face.
Well, it depends on what the agenda is. A lot of this vaccination and pushing these medications, it's just really about justifying giving a lot more tax dollars to the pharmaceutical industries. I mean, we saw that with this whole swine flu brouhaha. I mean, obviously, given the number of people actually sick and dying from this flu, it shouldn't have been headline-grabbing news, but it did justify a lot of purchases of vaccines. And the other awareness, of course, is that a lot of these vaccines really are oftentimes more dangerous than the actual disease they're supposed to protect you from. Look back at the 1976 swine flu outbreak. More people died from the vaccine than from the flu itself.
You're absolutely right about that. Let's take another call here from Kurt in Texas. Kurt, you're on the air. Go ahead.
This is a subject you covered back last week. I couldn't get in to talk to you. I was at Walmart. And when I started to check out, there was a lady had a child that was acting up. And I happened to comment to the cashier that during the time I was raised, if I threw a fit like that, my dad would take off his belt and swat me. And she says, oh, she became very talkative. She said, we're told at company meetings that if we see the parent swat the child with their hand or lay one violent act toward them, shake them, or anything like that, to call Child Protective Services immediately. And if
I wanted to back you up.
Call the police.
Let me back you up. I see articles all over the country where a mother grabs the child and says, stop it. And police show up, and then it's always a footnote that surveillance cameras. So the whole society is little spy tattletales. They're not looking for you stealing stuff half the time. The employees do 2/3 of the stealing. That's their own numbers. It's all about, what's that T-shirt say? Well, oh, did they just spank that child? Like, stop that. I told you no with that toy. The kids got to get out of control so they can put them on Ritalin and Prozac so the cops can then taser them. So she was proud of the fact that, oh, we're told to tattle to Homeland Security. I mean, Walmart.
Yes.
Was she proud of herself?
Services.
Was she proud of herself?
Oh, yes, seemed like it. She's very talkative about how they had told them to watch out, and if they see any parents shaking or hollering at the children or swatting them with their hands or something in the store, to call Child Protective Services immediately. And I thought, goodness, my father's dead. If he had been alive, he had probably been in jail years ago.
Well, no, that's the issue is, and these sociologists and psychiatrists run everything now. They know it's going to cause everything to break down. It's about, I have the textbooks. They say, we're going to destroy their families. Mike Rivero?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about control. And I notice as we have all these governors starting to slash the state budgets, and they're talking about reducing health care for poor families. We just had that happen here in Hawaii. The one area of government that is not seeing budget cuts is the surveillance, the spying, the control, the child protective services, the elements of dictatorship. They're still being fully funded.
Mike Rivero, we'll talk to you again in 1 month, probably sooner. Always appreciate your work over whatreallyhappened.com. We'll see you soon, my friend.